My friends, let me begin with something simple but profound. There are examples of character that you must write down because they will define your future. Why do we call the alphabet characters? Because an A is always an A, it never changes. Whether it is written in Africa, Asia, or the Bronx, 2 o'clock in the morning or midday, it is the same. A B is always a B, a C is always a C. That's why we call them characters, because they do not change. Why do we call numbers characters? Because 1 is always 1 and 2 is always 2. It doesn't matter if it's used in the night or in the day, in America or in Asia, it never changes. That is character. Why do we call statues characters? Because like the statue of Queen Victoria, no matter what happens around them, storms, weather, changes in government, they remain the same. They never change. And why do we call principles characters? Because principles are laws. They never change. Now let me give you a secret to my success. One of the reasons I have been able to coach government leaders, business leaders, pastors, and individuals all over the world is not because of my degrees or my education. The secret is very simple. I only teach principles. That's all. Principles. You can ignore a principle, you can resist it, you can even hate it, but you can never disagree with it. A principle is self-evident truth. For example, gravity is a principle. You can fast, pray, speak in tongues, shout hallelujah, and still, if you jump off a 10-story building, you will die, not because you are unlucky, but because you violated a principle. That's how character works. And this is why it is so difficult for politicians to maintain character, because politics is based on popularity. Popularity changes like the wind, and if you live by popularity, you will sacrifice your principles to protect your image. But the moment you sacrifice principle, you cancel your character. And the moment you cancel your character, you cannot be trusted. The same is true of preachers. There are preachers who are not teachers of principle. They are spiritual politicians. They sell their principles for applause, for a following, for the approval of people. But when you lose principle, you lose trust. So write this down. Character is that which is unchanging. Now let me ask you, how often do you change? Are you the same person at home as you are in public? Are you the same person at work as you are at church? Are you the same at 2 a.m. as you are at 10 a.m.? Or do you change with the environment? Leadership requires character. People will not follow you if they cannot trust you. Talent may attract them, charisma may excite them, but only character will keep them loyal. So what is character? Let me define it for you. Character is a commitment to a set of values without compromise. Values are simply the things you value. If you value your marriage, you will not betray your marriage vows. If you value truth, you will not lie, even when it costs you. When people break their vows, it reveals that they never valued them in the first place. Character is dedication to a set of standards without wavering. What standards have you set for your life? Honesty, discipline, purity, integrity. These standards must never shift, no matter the situation. The person of character says, I do not lie, I do not steal, I do not cheat. That includes stealing time from your employer by pretending to be sick when you are not. A thief is not defined only by stealing money, but by violating any standard of integrity. Character is self-imposed discipline for the sake of moral convictions. A person of character does not need the police. They police themselves. They lock themselves inside the prison of their convictions and throw away the key. That is why a person of character cannot be bought, cannot be bribed, and cannot be corrupted. Character is sacrifice for the sake of principles. It means you are willing to lose friends, lose opportunities, even lose money to protect your principles. If someone offered you success in exchange for your integrity, would you take it, or would you sacrifice that opportunity to keep your character? And finally, 5. Character is integrity. The word integrity comes from integrate, to become one. A person of integrity is the same all the time. Their words, their actions, and their deeds align. They are not divided, not double-minded, not one person on Monday and another on Sunday. They are one. This is the foundation for trust. And without trust, there is no leadership. So the great question I leave you with in this part is this. Are you one? Do people know who you truly are? Can they trust your words? Can they rely on your actions? Or are you living as 2, 3, even 4 different people? Because the call to leadership is the call to character, and the call to character is the call to integrity. And in the next section, we will dive deeper into why character protects your future more than charisma ever could. Now, my friends, let's talk about something that confuses so many people. Charisma versus character. Charisma is attractive. Charisma can make people listen. Charisma can make people follow you for a time. Charisma can even make people obey you. But charisma cannot sustain leadership. Why? Because charisma is external. It is a gift that attracts attention, but it cannot protect your words, your life, or your future. A person without character may have charisma, but they are dangerous. Charisma without character is like a beautiful car with no engine. It may look good, it may shine in the sun, it may turn heads, but it will never take you far. And the moment crisis comes, it will fail. Think about it. How many leaders, preachers, politicians, business people, even parents rely on their charisma instead of character? Too many. They think if they are persuasive, charming, or eloquent, people will follow and trust them. But when character is absent, charisma becomes deception. Here's an important truth. Your gifts, your talents, and your education cannot protect you. Only your character can protect your gifts. Let me explain. A gift is powerful. A talent is valuable. But if the person who has that gift is not disciplined, not honest, not consistent, that gift will destroy them. You may be brilliant, you may be educated, you may have money, but without character, all of it can be lost in an instant. I have seen it many times. People with the greatest intellect, the highest degrees, the most connections, the most wealth, fall like flies because their character was weak. But someone with integrity, someone who is consistent, someone who is committed to principles, they will stand firm in any storm. They will endure, they will thrive. Let me give you an example. Years ago, I met a man who seemed perfect. He was an expert on marriage, a gifted speaker, had books, programs, seminars, you name it. I invited him to my church in the Bahamas for a marriage conference. Everything went well. He seemed ideal. He brought his wife. He taught with passion. People loved him. And 2 months later, I read an article. He divorced the same woman who came with him to our seminar. My heart sank. I called him immediately to confirm the truth. He tried to explain himself, but I had already made my decision. He would never speak in our church again. I also removed all his books from our bookstore. Why? Because if his character could not protect his marriage, how could it protect the principles he was teaching to others? This is the key lesson. Lead with your life. Let your life validate your words. Let your character authenticate your message. Charisma can convince people temporarily. Words can inspire emotions, but only a life of integrity builds lasting trust. So write this down. The weight of your words is determined by the strength of your character. Do you see why character is the foundation of trust? Because when people know you are consistent, when they know your word is good, when your actions match your promises, they can rely on you. And that reliability creates loyalty, influence, and real leadership. Now let me make this personal. Your personal life is never private. Your family sees it, your colleagues see it, your community sees it. And if your private life contradicts your public words, you will lose credibility. There is no such thing as a separate personal life. Every part of your life counts toward your character. Think about this. If your children see you live one way at home and preach another way at church, they will not respect your words. If you tell your employees to work honestly but cheat them secretly, they will not trust you. Integrity is not situational. Integrity is constant. So I ask you again, are you consistent? Are you the same person in every setting? Do your actions align with your words? Because the next part of this lesson will take you even deeper. I am going to show you why your character is directly linked to your leadership and your dominion in the world. And remember, a leader without character is nothing more than a shadow, bright for a moment, gone in the storm. A leader with character is a pillar, respected, trusted, and enduring. Now that we understand why character is essential, let's go deeper. Every human being was created with a divine purpose. Turn with me to Genesis 1:26. It says, "Let us make man in our image after our likeness and let them have dominion." Notice the order, image before dominion. That is powerful. The word image here is not just physical, it represents character. Your character is your God-given image. Your dominion, your ability to lead, flows from that character. Think about it. If you are inconsistent, if you compromise your principles, if your actions contradict your words, how can you exercise dominion? Leadership is not first about people following you. It's first about who you are. Your life, your character is the platform from which your influence flows. Here's a truth most people have never been taught. Everyone is born to lead, but not everyone is born to lead people. That's a huge distinction. You were given dominion over an area of gifting, not necessarily over a group of people. Your gift, your talent, your skill, your passion is what attracts people to you. Let me give you an example. Think about a fruit tree. A fruit tree doesn't chase people. It doesn't market itself. It simply bears fruit. And the fruit attracts those who need it. That's your gift. That's your leadership. You lead by bearing fruit, by being excellent in your area, by serving through your talent. So when people say, "I want to be a leader," they often misunderstand. They think leadership is about controlling others, managing teams, or holding positions. True leadership is about deploying your gift, serving others, and living a life of integrity. People will follow naturally because your character draws them. This is why so many educated people fail. They chase degrees, certifications, or titles, but they never find their gift. They get a PhD, a master's, or a job title, but they never learn to deploy what God designed them to do. Meanwhile, someone with a high school education but a powerful gift can rise above them. Why? Because character and gifts attract people, not credentials. Let's take a moment to tie this back to character. If you do not develop integrity, consistency, and discipline, your gift becomes dangerous. It will either go to waste, or worse, it will be used destructively. But when your character is strong, your gift becomes your fruit, and your fruit becomes your leadership. I want you to hear this clearly. Your gift makes you valuable. Your gift attracts people. Your gift places you before kings, ministers, business leaders, and communities. But it's your character that makes them trust you. Without character, your gift is like a beautiful car with no brakes. You might get somewhere fast, but disaster is inevitable. Here's the practical takeaway. Start integrating your character with your gift today. Ask yourself, are my words consistent with my actions? And do I live my principles even when no one is watching? Am I disciplined in the small things as well as the big? Does my private life match my public life? Because your character is your leadership platform and your gift is your dominion tool. When the two work together, you become unstoppable. People don't just follow you, they trust you. They don't just respect your talent, they rely on it. And they don't just admire your success, they learn from it. Remember, leadership is deployed character through a gift, not charisma, not position, not education, not even money. Character plus gift equals true leadership. Next, we will explore how the world has misunderstood leadership, how people try to lead without character, and why many leaders, even with talent and resources, fail miserably. We'll connect historical examples, including kings, empires, and modern leaders, to see this principle in action. Now that we understand that leadership flows from character plus gift, let's examine why so many leaders fail despite their talent. History is full of examples, and if we study them, we can learn the principles of success and the pitfalls of failure. Let's go back to the Roman Empire for a moment. The Romans were powerful because they combined Greek thinking with Roman execution. The Greeks gave them ideas, philosophy, governance, democracy, while the Romans applied force and discipline to expand their empire. At first glance, they were unstoppable. But what destroyed them? Not armies, not external enemies, immorality and lack of character. Out of 14 Caesars, 12 were morally corrupt. Their power did not save them. They fell because they abandoned principle for pleasure, dominance, and indulgence. Their society decayed from the inside out. This is a timeless lesson. Without character, no matter how gifted or powerful you are, destruction comes. Now consider modern leaders. Many are brilliant, educated, and ambitious, yet their lack of character undermines their influence. They pursue popularity over principle, wealth over work, and pleasure without conscience. These same errors appear in politics, business, and even religious leadership today. Leaders may manipulate people, promise great things, and charm audiences, but without integrity, they will eventually fail. Think about it. How often do we trust a leader simply because they are charismatic or educated? Charisma without character is a mask, and education without integrity is a dangerous tool. History teaches us this again and again. Great leaders are not those who are popular or persuasive. They are those who hold fast to principle, even when it's costly. Let's bring it closer to home. Your gift, no matter how powerful, will fail if your character is compromised. A preacher may speak eloquently. A business person may close great deals. A politician may win elections. But if their private life contradicts their public words, trust evaporates. Followers sense it. Communities crumble under it. Your influence dies. This is why leaders must live consistently. It's not enough to have a vision or talent. Your words, actions, and principles must align. Your private life must reflect your public values. This is not optional. It is non-negotiable. True leadership always begins within. Consider the fruit tree analogy again. The tree does not advertise its fruit. It simply bears fruit consistently, season after season. People are drawn to it because it produces. Similarly, your character must consistently bear fruit. Your gift is the fruit, and your character is the roots. Without strong roots, the fruit will fail to nourish and eventually wither. Here's the critical takeaway. Your gift attracts people, but your character sustains influence. Your gift opens doors, your character keeps them open. Your character builds trust, loyalty, and lasting impact. Without character, you may rise quickly, but your fall will be just as fast. So what do? Start with these steps. Identify your principles. Write them down. What are the non-negotiables in your life? Audit your actions. Are your deeds consistent with your principles? Are you the same person in private as you are in public? Develop discipline. Character requires consistent self-control and adherence to your values, even when no one is watching. Deploy your gift. Use your talent to serve, to create, to produce fruit. Leadership comes as a natural consequence of your value to the world. Measure success by impact, not popularity. True leaders focus on purpose, service, and principle, not applause or recognition. Remember, history shows us clearly empires fall, organizations collapse, and communities decay when leaders lack character. Your life, your influence, and your future depend on building character first, then leveraging your gifts. Next, we will explore how to identify your gift, develop it, and deploy it as leadership, connecting divine design, personal responsibility, and practical strategies. This is where your leadership journey becomes tangible. Now that we understand that character is the root and gift is the fruit, the next question is, how do you identify your gift and deploy it as true leadership? First, let's clarify. Your gift is not your education, your degree, or your job title. Your gift is the natural ability or talent that attracts people and produces results wherever it is applied. It is your God-given design to influence the world, not through coercion, but through excellence and service. Look at history and modern examples. Bill Gates dropped out of Harvard, but he found his gift. Software innovation. Steve Jobs left college, but he found his gift. Technology, design, and marketing. Your gift is what makes you irreplaceable, what gives you leverage, and what makes your leadership effective without forcing people to follow you. Here's a key truth. Everyone has a gift, no exceptions. Every person in this room has a unique way to contribute to the world. The Bible tells us this in Genesis 1:26. Let us make man in our image and let them have dominion. Dominion is not about ruling people. It is about leadership in an area of gifting, using your talents to make an impact. Your gift naturally attracts others, and this is how leaders emerge organically. So how do you discover it? Here's a step-by-step approach. Reflect on your passion. What activities make time disappear for you? What tasks do you do effortlessly that others struggle with? Passion often points directly to your gift. Analyze your results. Where have you consistently succeeded? Look at the areas where your work produces tangible outcomes. Your gift is proven by impact. Seek feedback. Ask trusted people around you. What do you see me excel at? Others often observe our gifts more clearly than we do. Experiment and test. Try new opportunities and roles. Your gift often reveals itself through consistent practice and refinement. Align with purpose. Your gift must connect to a mission larger than yourself. Leadership is not about personal gain. It is about serving a purpose that benefits others. Here's a crucial principle. Your gift alone is not enough. Without character, your talent can become destructive. A person can be brilliant but corrupt. History is full of examples. Brilliant generals, politicians, and CEOs have ruined lives and nations because their character was weak. Talent without integrity is a dangerous weapon. Next, let's discuss deployment. Once you identify your gift, you must put it into action. A gift not used is wasted potential. Deployment requires discipline, courage, and consistency. You must step into opportunities, serve others, and produce results, even when it is hard, unpopular, or risky. Your gift is the seed. Deployment is the cultivation that allows it to bear fruit. Remember the fruit tree analogy. A tree does not bring its fruit to you. It simply bears fruit consistently, attracting attention naturally. Your gift works the same way. Do your work with excellence, integrity, and service, and people will naturally recognize your leadership. Here's a practical application. Write down your top 3 gifts. Plan one way to deploy each gift this month. Monitor the impact. How are people responding? Are you producing results that matter? Adjust and refine. Gifts grow through use, discipline, and learning. Leaders who ignore their gifts, or worse, rely solely on education, charisma, or popularity will always struggle. Leadership is not about positions or titles. It is about influence through your unique ability to serve and produce fruit. Finally, remember this. Your gift is your leadership fruit, your character is your roots, and your deployment is your growth process. Nurture all 3 and you become a true leader, trusted, effective, and impactful. Next, we will explore how to integrate your gift, purpose, and character to create a leadership legacy, one that lasts beyond your lifetime and shapes the next generation. Now that we understand character is the root and gift is the fruit, the next step is integration. True leadership is not just about having a gift or maintaining character. It's about aligning your gift, your purpose, and your character to create a life of influence and legacy. Think about it like this. A tree produces fruit, but it must have strong roots to survive storms and seasons. Your character is the root. Your gift is the fruit. Your purpose is the soil that nourishes both. Without integration, your leadership is unstable. Let's break it down. Gift plus purpose. A gift without purpose is like a car without a destination. You can move, but you won't arrive anywhere meaningful. Your purpose gives direction to your talents. Ask yourself, why was I given this gift? Who am I meant to serve with it? Purpose transforms raw ability into impact. Character plus gift. Your character ensures that your gift is used for the right reasons. Without integrity, your talents can become tools of manipulation, ego, or selfish gain. A person with character doesn't just act when convenient, they act consistently, whether anyone is watching or not. This consistency builds trust and attracts people naturally. Purpose plus character. Purpose guides your decisions, while character ensures you stick to your principles in pursuing it. Challenges, criticism, or failure may tempt you to compromise, but your character keeps you steady. Leaders without this alignment are like a sailboat without a rudder, drifting at the mercy of every storm and opinion. Now here's an essential truth. People don't follow titles. They follow integrated lives. They don't follow charisma. They follow consistency. They don't follow promises. They follow someone who produces results aligned with their values. Integration is what makes a leader credible and unforgettable. Let's get practical. Step 1, map your gift. Write down your top 3 gifts and the areas where they naturally attract people or create value. Step 2, define your purpose. Connect your gifts to a larger mission or cause. How can your talent serve others or solve a problem? Step 3, audit your character. List your principles and standards. Are you consistently living by them? Where are the gaps? Step 4, plan deployment. Identify actions that use your gifts, honor your character, and advance your purpose. Even small steps matter, they compound over time. Step 5, measure and adjust. Leadership is a process. Monitor your influence and refine your actions as you grow. A critical point here, integration prevents compromise. When your gift, purpose, and character are aligned, you are not swayed by popularity, peer pressure, or short-term gain. You lead from conviction, not convenience. Think about Nelson Mandela, 18 years in prison, yet his purpose never wavered. His character remained unshaken, and his gifts of vision and diplomacy shaped a nation. People didn't follow him because of his charm. They followed him because his life was integrated and consistent. Remember, your gift attracts, your character protects, and your purpose directs. Together, they create a leadership legacy that is resilient, respected, and far-reaching. Practical exercise. Write down one decision you made in the last month that did not align with your character, gift, or purpose. Reflect on what you would do differently if you had integrated all 3. Commit to making your next 30-day decisions reflect integration. Watch how influence and respect naturally grow. Integration is the difference between a temporary leader and a true leader. One fades when circumstances change, the other inspires, endures, and leaves a legacy. Next, we will explore how to turn your leadership gift into influence without forcing people to follow you, a key principle of modern, authentic leadership. Now that we have covered integration of gift, purpose, and character, it's time to address a critical distinction in leadership. True leaders lead through influence, not force. This is where most people misunderstand what it means to be a leader. Many think leadership is about authority, control, or demanding obedience. That is the opposite of true leadership. True leadership is magnetic, not coercive. People follow you because they want to, not because they have to. Here's the principle. You do not recruit followers, you attract them. Let me explain. Your gift attracts naturally. When you operate in your area of strength, people are drawn to your skill, insight, and competence. You don't need to beg or pressure. Your excellence calls others to follow. Your character protects that attraction. A leader with integrity creates trust. Trust turns casual observers into loyal supporters. Without character, your influence is temporary. People may follow for convenience, but they will leave when they see inconsistency or compromise. Your purpose inspires commitment. When people see that you are committed to a purpose larger than yourself, they are inspired to join you. Purpose is contagious. It fuels enthusiasm and loyalty. Here's a practical way to understand this. Think of a fruit tree. The tree doesn't chase you down and hand you its fruit. It simply bears fruit. You come to the tree because of the value it naturally provides. Your gift works the same way. Produce results, serve others, and the right people will follow. Now let's discuss the misconceptions that destroy influence. Trying to lead without purpose. Leaders who chase popularity or attention instead of pursuing a meaningful goal will never attract committed followers. People can sense aimlessness. They follow clarity, not chaos. Trying to lead without character, leaders who compromise principles for convenience or profit lose credibility. A lack of integrity erodes influence faster than any competitor ever could. Trying to lead without skill or gift, even with character and purpose, if a leader cannot deliver value or results, people will stop following. Leadership is a function of results multiplied by influence. Here's a key distinction. Influence is earned, not granted. Authority can be given by title or position. Influence is built through consistent action, character, and delivering value. Real leadership depends on the willingness of people to follow, not on your ability to command. Let's look at examples from history. Jesus Christ didn't force anyone to follow him. People followed because his teachings resonated, his actions aligned with his words, and his purpose was greater than himself. Nelson Mandela didn't force obedience. His leadership emerged from character, endurance, and vision. People voluntarily committed to his cause because he exemplified integrity and purpose. A practical exercise for you. Identify one person in your life who naturally follows your lead. Ask yourself, why do they follow me? Is it my authority, my gift, my character, or my purpose? Where your influence is weak, examine which of the three, gift, purpose, character, needs strengthening. A critical principle, never use force to lead. Force produces compliance, not loyalty. Compliance ends when pressure stops. Loyalty lasts a lifetime. True leadership is measured by how willingly people follow your vision, even when it's inconvenient. Now let's explore the mechanics of attraction leadership. Serve first. The leader's role is to serve the people, not use them for personal gain. Be consistent. Your daily actions must align with your principles and purpose. Show results. People are attracted to competence. Demonstrate that your vision produces outcomes. Communicate vision clearly. Influence grows when your purpose is understood and embraced by others. Remember, leadership is a fruit tree, not a whip. Be the tree that produces fruit consistently. Let people come to you, don't chase them. Now that we've covered character, purpose, and influence, it's time to address the final and most important principle: deploying your gift strategically to create impact. Leadership is not simply about having a gift, it's about using it to serve the world. Remember what we discussed. Every human being was created in God's image with the ability to lead in their area of gifting. Leadership is fruit-based, not position-based. Your gift produces value, and value naturally attracts people. Here's how to deploy your gift effectively. Discover your unique gift. Many people waste decades pursuing careers or paths that do not align with their natural strengths. Ask yourself, what activity energizes me? What can I do better than most people? Where do I create value effortlessly? This is your gift. Refine your gift through practice. Natural talent is only the starting point. Excellence requires repetition, discipline, and constant improvement. Leaders are readers, learners, and practitioners. They sharpen their gift until it becomes extraordinary. Align your gift with purpose. Your gift alone is not enough. It must be applied toward a purpose that serves others. Purpose gives your leadership direction and meaning. Without purpose, your gift becomes self-serving and temporary. Serve first, lead second. True leadership is service-based. The more you serve, the more people are naturally drawn to follow. Remember, leadership is attraction, not coercion. Measure impact, not recognition. Stop chasing applause, titles, or popularity. A tree that bears fruit does not seek praise, it simply produces. Your focus should be on the results and the transformation your gift creates. Protect your character. As we discussed in the previous session, character is your foundation. Without it, your influence will collapse no matter how talented or gifted you are. Integrity safeguards your credibility and ensures that your leadership endures. Here's a key question. Are you deploying your gift or just following a path that someone else told you to follow? Many people have advanced degrees, certifications, or positions of authority, yet they have never deployed their gift. Some work for others, creating value for someone else's dream instead of their own. Your gift is meant to make you unemployable in the sense that you create value that cannot be ignored or replaced. A practical framework for deploying your gift: identify your field of impact. Where can your gift serve best? Develop a consistent routine of excellence. Make your output reliable and exceptional. Communicate your vision. Let people see the purpose behind your work. Attract the right people. Your influence will naturally bring others who resonate with your vision. Leave a legacy. Deploy your gift in a way that outlasts you and transforms the lives of others. Think of leadership as planting a garden. You plant seeds, your gift, water them, practice and discipline, and tend the soil, serve and protect your character. Over time, the garden flourishes, providing fruit for others. You never have to chase the fruit. The right people come to your garden naturally. Let me leave you with this final thought. Your life is your message. Your actions speak louder than words. Lead with your life, not your speech. Your gift is the platform. Your character is the guarantee. Your purpose is the compass. If you integrate these three, you become a leader who attracts influence, inspires loyalty, and leaves a lasting legacy. Remember, leadership is universal. Everyone is born to lead in their area of gifting. Leadership is attraction, not coercion. People follow results, purpose, and integrity, not titles or force. Leadership is fruit-based. Your value and contribution create natural followers. Leadership is timeless. Character ensures your influence lasts generations. So go out, discover your gift, refine it, align it with purpose, serve others, protect your character, and deploy your leadership strategically. Your influence is waiting. Your legacy is in your hands. Tweet this truth. Lead with your life, not your words. Character and purpose are the only lasting measures of leadership. Now go and make your mark. The world is waiting for the leader you were born to be.